All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host for today's broadcast, Sustainlayer 13. I do not believe we have any more delays we really have to worry about. So real quickly, I'll go ahead and run us through the list of what today's race is looking like. For starters, a quick rundown of some of the drivers we'll be having in today's event. AMS Rambo is going to be representing the Lexus manufacturer today. AMS Mercs will be representing Chevrolet. RV and Chaos Fox will be in the Mercedes AMG. AMS and Doctor will be in the Viper, while HYR Mall and PM221 will both be in Acuras. Acuras have become a very popular brand after the last two races have both been won by Acuras. We'll get into that in a bit. AMS Andrew is in the Aston Martin Vantage, while Raygun vs. Zombie is also representing the Chevy C8. SRD Shredder is representing the Mercedes AMG. RZX U5 is in the BMW camp. Ludicrous Speed is representing the Chevrolet. Tactical Fallout is in the Lexus. Prius Killer is another BMW driver. NDL Dindu is once again representing the Ferrari Effort Solo. PTG Lil Caesar is representing the BMW along with his father, PTG J Caesar. AMS Beast is the last of your BMW drivers today. AMS Mead is going to be in the Lexus. Grand Wolf will be in the Chevrolet. And RZM Valkyrie is in the Acura. And speaking of RZM Valkyrie, the first 2 weeks have been interesting for him. He has won both of the first two races in the series, but the event at Kyalami was a lot more up in the air than had been anticipated. Yellow flags and even a brief red flag had meant that he could not just walk away from the field like before. He actually was caught on a bad strategy and had to run down to make an overtake in the last two laps to win the race at Kyalami. Here at Suzuka, he is going to be representing the Acura once again, trying to make it 3 wins in a row at the start of the season here. We are looking at a 20-car lobby for today's event. There might be 1 or 2 stragglers that will try to jump in, but that's what we're anticipating to see here. Real quickly, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the points as they are now, so you can get an idea as to how the championship is starting to piece out. At the bottom, SMY Dean and NDL Waypin both have 100 points each for having not been able to start the race, but having qualified at Kyalami. 28th is Raygun vs. Zombie with 115 points. 27th is FME Sports with 120. 26th is Tire Barrier with 130 points. 25th is RV and Chaos Fox with 145 points. 24th is Exposero with 155 points. 23rd is AMS Rambo with 165 points. 22nd is Tactical Fallout with 175. 21st is Grand Wolf 1221 with 195 points. 20th in the point standings is BDF 48 Gaming. He has 200 points. 19th is RZM Redline with 205. A small jump to 18th where Deed Speedman is same with 225 points. 17th is AMS and Doctro 240. 16th and 15th are tied as TFB Matter and AMS Beast both have 245 points each. 14th is AMS Andrew 14 with 285 points. 13th is Cam Worthy with 295. 12th is AMS Virage. He has 110 points. 11th is Prius Killer 8110. He has 315 points. 10th is Ludicrous Speed. He has 320 points. 9th is PTG Lil Caesar with 325 points. 8th is Real Spill Goat with 330 points. 7th is SRD Shredder with 340. 6th is RVN Daikama with 345 points. 5th is PM221 with 350 points. 4th is PTG J Caesar with 365 points. 3rd is AMS Me 212 with 390 points. 2nd is XG Dindu with 405 points. And 1st is RZM Valkyrie with 450 points. So we should be getting underway shortly here as we see the majority of the field is readying up, and we will go ahead and run you through the grid before we get underway here. Suzuka, this will be an interesting circuit. Overtaking is very difficult here because this is a relatively narrow circuit that is very heavily focused on aerodynamic corners. Now, the last 2 circuits have not been super aerodynamically focused. Sector 3 at Yas Marina, the season opener, definitely has some aerodynamic corners. And there are 2 aerodynamically focused corners at Kyalami, but this is the first circuit where having a good aero balance is going to be more important than just having a good mechanical balance and jumping out into the deep end. Also of note, and it looks like I just got another notification. Oh, that was just for my broadcasting, never mind. Also of note, just keep this in mind. the challenge system that has been a staple of IESC for several years has been retired for this season. It may come back in later seasons, but it has been retired for this season. So that has ended up changing the outlook of the championship points battle. At this point, if you're able to show up to every race across the full season, you have a very serious shot of being able to take home a championship, especially if you're able to bring it home in a top 10 or honestly closer to a top 7 position across the entire series here. Should be loading onto the circuit shortly here. Suzuka, track that's a little bit over 3.5 miles long. We'll be looking at a 38 lap race, 39 if you want to count the pace lap. There will be thunderclouds in the area, but we're not anticipating any rain to be falling, but there will not be much sun keeping the track warm, so getting your tires up to the optimal temperature will be a little harder than normal. Again, the other thing to consider, tire compound selection is going to be up in the air. At Yas Marina, RZM Valkyrie started on soft tires and blitzed away from the field, and that gave him a significant advantage, even though he lost about half of that advantage in the second stint of the race. Here, it's going to be up in the air, very aerodynamic focused circuit, so you're going to be putting a lot of side-to-side stress on the tires around here. I don't think we'll be looking at a 4-stop strategy. A 3-stop strategy might be possible if drivers are looking to pit every 10 to 12 laps. A 2-stop strategy had been what won back at Yas Marina. 3 stops were keen at Kailami, but that was because there were many yellow flags to bunch the field up. And then remember, one of our podium finishers, Mead if I remember correctly, came home third at Yas with a 1-stop strategy, just minimizing his time on track. All right, here we are, finally loading onto the circuit proper. Come on, load onto the circuit already, Forza. I believe in you. Here we are. All right, and here's your lineup. We'll see everyone getting into proper order in a bit here. SRD Shredder writing down just to double check and make sure everything is set up in the way that needs to be. We're going to go ahead and make sure that all of our tickers and stuff are set in the right position. So again, like before, your pole sitter is this man here, RZM Valkyrie, but this time he has PTG J Caesar, who's going to be starting alongside of him. In third place will be Grand Wolf. In fourth place will be AMS Mead. Real Spill Goat is not looking to be attending today's event. In fifth is going to be PTG Little Caesar. In sixth place will be NDL Dindu. Dindu had a little bit of an incident with Real Spill Goat in last week's race at Kailami. Don't know how he will be able to pull off today. He had a great run last week. He is the only representative in the Ferrari camp, but he has shown some good promise. 7th place starter will be Prius Killer. 8th place starter will be Tactical Fallout. 9th place will be Ludicrous Speed. And right behind him in 10th will be RZX U5. 11th will go to AMS Andrew 14. I might want to stop and shut up here, just in case I mislabel where Shredder is going to start. Because right now Shredder has probably stopped. He's looking at the information for everyone's exact layout, and then he will be picked up by the field as they go by. AMS Mercs and AMS Rambo are rounding out the back end of the field in today's event. Again, 3 poles in a row for RZM Valkyrie. Apparently he's underfueled a bit for the start of this race. I don't know how accurate this data is going to be here. That's an interesting feature to have. Oh, no, I don't want to cancel it. I want to take it down. All right. So now we see our leader start to go, so, well, he should be going. Don't know what he's doing there. Burning off rubber on his tires, that's not going to help him in the race, but they should be good to go at this point. I have no idea what's going on here. Shredder went a long way out, and I have no idea why he did that. But anyways, RZM Valkyrie is your race leader. He'll be starting on the pole. More than likely, I imagine he'll probably take the inside line at the start here. Take the map off real quick. No, I want that. I don't need the data saying that Suzuka. I just want the data telling me how many laps are left in the event. Anyways, a 20-car field for today's running here at Suzuka. It'll be a 2x2 start. More interesting part's going to be what will be the winning tire strategy. I imagine getting on softs early on to get away from the field will be great, but then after that, it's really up in the air as to what the ideal is going to be. There we are. Now we see the field finally getting by SRD Shredder, so he'll fall in line shortly here. Out of Spoon, and now down this back straightaway. Suzuka, one of the very few circuits that have a bridge, so it actually crosses over itself on a bridge formation. The entire circuit's not figure 8, but it is a very interesting feature of the track. That's the alternate pit lane. Doesn't really get any use in this game, but in the last game you would have a few events that would be run on this shorter back half of the circuit. And now through the high-speed 130R. One interest I'm going to have, does anyone have a setup that will let them go full throttle through 130R today or not? So yes, indeed, Valkyrie's going to have the inside line, and it's going to be PTG J Caesar on the outside. His son Lil Caesar is buried back there in the third row in 5th position. So Valkyrie has dominated one race from the pole. He's had one race where he started on the pole but had to fight back up to get the win back. Is he going to be able to make it a three-peat today, or is someone else like Caesar, Wolf or Mead, going to counter that? As the field slowly rolls out of the final corner. 10 rows of 2, 20 cars in total, coming down the start-finish line. And for our third race of the IESC GT season on Forza Motorsport 8, we are under the green flag here. And immediately you can see them fading out to the green wide. Further back in the field is a dead heat though for the first 3 rows, side by side in turn 1, and Jay Caesar does not have the confidence in the car to make it stick. He loses some ground. He's not the only one. It's a lot of chaos further back. Caesar launches out of turn 1, gets right on Valkyrie's rear end, but they are now in the S's. Meade has bounced up to 3rd on this initial race start. He's trying to keep Lil Caesar behind him. Brand Wolf has fallen to 5th position. Prius Killer is up to 6th. So everyone's going to be pretty close to side by side throughout the majority of the S's here. Real quickly, we go and see what Merckx and HYR Mall are dealing with. Merckx moves up into the 19th position now. Oh, okay, I see how it is. That's embarrassing. I apologize for that. I hit the wrong selection. Anyways, through the high-speed bend now on the run down to Spoon. This is Merckx and Rambo, but at the front, our top 3 drivers all within 3 seconds of each other right now. Nose to tail, PTG Lil Caesar has made it up to 4th. His father, Jay Caesar, in 2nd. Meade is in a sandwich there. And Valkyrie wants to try and open the gap up on these drivers as fast as possible. He's got clean air that should, in theory, help with his tire life and let him hold on to this position. The top 3, really to the top 4, have kind of opened up a bit against the rest of the field. Meade gets a little bit into it on Jay Caesar just ahead of him. But on acceleration out, it looks like Jay Caesar's just good enough to keep Meade behind. Valkyrie's still putting off a little bit of draft, and that will let Jay Caesar use the draft to try and scoot away from Meade just a little bit, but it does seem like Valkyrie, once again, has a good enough start that should let him get away a bit. Meade, not very strong under braking, loses a bunch of time in turn 1, and he's gone from fighting Jay Caesar to now defending against Little Caesar. Bit of smoke from Valkyrie up ahead. 5th place is already about 2 seconds away from our top 4 drivers right now. But he got loose, and Meade just let Lil Caesar by. So Lil Caesar on the move in a lap and a half. He has gone from 5th to 3rd. And now he has his father and our current race leader ahead of him to focus on. Riding on board. You see Meade's just behind, and credit to Beast. AMS Beast is starting to close in on Meade. But our top 2 running nose to tail just ahead of this duo right now. It does seem like most of the field has settled down in order. Big twitch from Lil Caesar there, but no one's in position to capitalize him from behind. Looking up ahead, you can see Jay Caesar runs right behind Valkyrie through the high-speed corner of 130R. Lil Caesar does not have a car set up that he can take 130R completely flat. Heavy under the brakes into the final chicane. Actually closed in just a little bit on the leaders there. As we look out the back from RZM Valkyrie in the Acura, you can see Jay Caesar was actually a little closer this time than he was last lap. So with Meade and Lil Caesar having a little bit of a tussle for 3rd, has let Jay Caesar focus all his attention forward to try and put some pressure on Valkyrie here in the early stages of this race. AMS Beast is in 5th, about 4 seconds away from the leader, and then it's nearly 3 more seconds till you get to 6th place Grant Wolf. So Wolf, while I had a great qualifying run, has not really been able to back that up in the race itself. Here. Harvey and Chaos Fox, our last place driver at the moment. As RZM Valkyrie continues his run, he's in Spoon now, starting to open the gap just a little bit, but now let's go ahead. It's never a bad time to take a look at it. What is the tire telemetry looking like? It says 21% wear already, and we're not even 3 full laps through this, and the tires start falling off once you get to about 65% through. I've got to say, for Valkyrie, it looks like he might have to stop within 9 laps, or we'll probably say lap 10 up in the corner, but about 9 laps in this event. Mead, who's in 3rd position, just gotten back by Little Caesar. I look at his tire telemetry, similar results. I look at Jay Caesar, who is in 2nd. Similar results again. Oh, and they're side by side again back there for 4th. But Little Caesar could not make it stick. It looks like everyone in the top 4 is on the exact same tire strat at the moment. I'm curious to see about AMS Beast. Nope, same tire strategy. I wonder if everyone has gone ahead and elected to run the exact same set of soft tires at the start of this event. Figuring that was more important to get this track position early. Here's the first driver who's not on this soft tires here at the start. Grand Wolf is only at 15% tire life, but he is buried in 7th, nearly 10 seconds out from the lead right now. And while he will have the advantage of some cleaner air later on, he is going to be losing time. Again, this difference in lap times anticipated to be about 1.2 to 1.6 seconds a lap here around Suzuka. This fight for 3rd and 4th will not give up, though. Mead, Little Caesar, right on top of each other, and as these two continue to fight, it is letting Valkyrie and Jay Caesar scoot away at the head of the field. Oh, Little Caesar, sideways as he dives to the inside of Mead. It's a tighter line. He's not going to have a great run out, but he's falling right in line behind Mead. He's going to get a great draft off of the Lexus as they go down the 2nd straightaway. Does he make a move? Mead holding a relatively defensive line. Little Caesar looks to the inside. He gets cut off. The door is shut on him at the last second. He cannot make the move stick. We saw Little Caesar get by Mead earlier after Mead made a bit of a mistake. I do think Little Caesar is the faster driver, but Mead, now that he's gotten the worst of the mistakes past him, I think he's just going to be a little bit good enough. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that. A little bit good enough to keep Little Caesar behind him. And as these two continue to fight, it will bring AMS Beast up into the play. Little Caesar all sideways again. I think Little Caesar has a setup on that car that really is maxed out the front downforce and minimized the rear downforce. He's trying to go for maximum oversteer into these corners. Mead seems to have a little bit more steady of a line, but Little Caesar is absolutely chucking it in to these corners, trying to make any move possible. There's just not really any room to go side by side from about the exit of turn 1 all the way until you get to the hairpin, unless the driver ahead goes way off and drops a tire into the dirt. That's the penalty of having these big GT3 cars. This continues to be the most intense battle on the track right now as Valkyrie is scooting away from Jay Caesar slowly but surely. But more than anything else, I'm really interested to see when our top 6 drivers are going to elect to make their first pit stops of the day. I'm anticipating around lap 9 or lap 10. Big sideways for Little Caesar there. Mead just seems to be a little bit more on rails, slower but steadier. Alright, meanwhile, farther back, 8th and 9th place is a fight between Tactical Fallout and RZX. And then a little bit behind them, you can see AMS Andrew and NDL Dindu in a fight of their own as well. It seems like most of the field has stabilized out into a single file line. Everyone just trying to go as far as they feel comfortable on their tires. As Grand Wolf just ahead of Tactical Fallout. Again, Grand Wolf is on tires that will take him longer in this stint but he is going to be slower, and he is going to be struggling to just stay in the top 8 or 9 before everyone makes around and makes their stops. Tactical fallout, right in front of RZX. Another one of those cars that, despite having a giant rear wing, he seems to be running a lower rear downforce considering how sideways the back end of that car is getting around many of these corners. That is RZX right behind him, though. RZX seems to be a little bit more on rails, and here's the big thing. They have both caught Grand Wolf here. As we ride on board with RZX U5 here. Grand Wolf on the medium tires, slower tires, while Tactical Fall and RZX are on tire. Oh, wow, both of them all sideways. Tactical briefly dropped the tire into the dirt there, run up into the hairpin corner, man. Slowest corner on track. Grand Wolf denies Tactical the inside line. And both RZX and Tactical really struggling putting the power down out of this corner. Now, the big thing with Grand Wolf is that by running these tires now, yes, he's losing a lot of time and track position now, but as the race goes on, he should have a tire advantage to the end of this race, assuming that everyone is running 2 or 3 sets on soft and 1 set on mediums. If he's got his medium set out of the way, he will be faster for the majority of the race and will be on fresher rubber for about 2/3 of the race compared to everyone else on track. So while Grand Wolf is going to be losing a lot of time and potentially more positions here early on, I'm curious to see how many of them will be able to make up in the last sprint. Again, when we think back to the Yas Marina race, the top 10 were all spread out, but gaps were changing and shifting rapidly as drivers were burning through their tires and pushed their tires farther than what they hoped to. RZX all sorts of sideways, and RV and Chaos Fox has dropped out of the race, it seems, as here comes Tactical Fallout to the end of Grand Wolf, and now RZX got a toe off of Grand Wolf as well. All 3 drivers on top of each other. Who's going to send it harder to turn 1? It is going to be Tactical. He makes contact, and now there goes RZX by both of them. Grand Wolf will lose 2 positions. Tactical loses 1 game point, and RZX goes to the point. Incredible drive there. Tactical now trying to fight back. Real quickly, I want to see if we can get RV and Chaos Fox in here. Watching this fight. But again, the other question is how much longer until these drivers start making their pit stops? The soft tire just does not have much, if any, longevity around this circuit. Oh, RZX and Tactical just right on top of each other. I think Tactical's a little bit more aggressive on acceleration. Might be running some sort of traction control to help him out here. The good news for Grand Wolf is that he's able to utilize the draft off of these two to try and stem some of the bleeding. The bad news, though, is that draft alone is not going to make up for all the time you lose by just being on a harder tire compound here. And mind you, these drivers are all about 16 to 17 seconds out from our leader at this point in the race. Also, PTG J Caesar is about 2 seconds out from RZM Valkyrie at this stage of the race as well. So these 4 drivers all with a blanket over them, but RZX with a fantastic drive. He saw a Tactical side by side with Grand Wolf going into turn 1. They made a little bit of contact, and RZX launched it. Incredible move by him to pull that off. Incredible confidence. Now he's just got to keep these people behind him. So it looks like everyone is staying on circuit at the end of lap 8 and on to lap 9. Realistically, lap 7 coming on to lap 8. That is SRD Shredder about 4 seconds up the road. Shredder having no man's land at the moment. Tactical looks to the inside, gets all sorts of sideways, but he's still there. He is still on the inside, putting the power down, but RZX has the position that he wants. And mind you, while this is going on, Grand Wolf right there at 9 just wants to stay behind these two, but he now has AMS Andrew right on his rear end to deal with. So 4 different manufacturers in this fight from 7th to 10th right now. 3 different manufacturers running the top 3 positions at the moment. Grand Wolf just is having trouble keeping up with that fight ahead. He is now putting more focus on defending against Andrew than he is trying to keep up with those 2 ahead of him. And you can see the rest of the field, that is Dindu in 11th and AMS Mercs in 12th, coming out of the hairpin just a little bit behind these drivers. We should see them coming through here any moment now. I do want to get one good shot from here. And that's the top 18, and there's HYR Mall, 19th, currently last of all of our drivers on track right now. No one has pitted yet. The question in everyone's mind is how much farther can these tires last? And again, Grand Wolf's highest driver, not on soft tires, but he is 17, nearly 18 seconds out from our leader. Yeah, he's in the 50% wear range right now. I just need to keep this player part off altogether because he's not any good. But I expect RZM Valkyrie to be pitting this lap. He has pushed these soft tires to their limit. I wonder if maybe he'll try three-stopping and just going soft, soft, soft on all of his stops. He has a 2-second advantage over PTG J Caesar behind him. Again, I look back, Grand Wolf, who's on the mediums, way back there at 9th. He's nearly 19 seconds out. So when these leaders make their stop, I think Valkyrie will be far enough ahead. I think he will be able to come out just behind Grand Wolf and get by him in very short order. No. So Valkyrie is not pitted yet. So he, oh, well, but everyone behind him is. So PTG J Caesar is pitting, AMS Meat is pitting, PTG Lil Caesar is pitting, AMS Beast is pitting as well. So there are drivers pitting. AMS Andrew is apparently pitted as well. But yeah, there is a lot of people pitting. About about a third of the field right now is pitting as we go from lap 9 to lap 10 in racing laps, 10 to 11 in overall laps. But our leader, RZM Valkyrie, stays out a little longer. Now, we saw at Yas Marina, to a lesser extent at Kailami, that pitting earlier, the undercut, gives you a significant track advantage. But if you undercut too much, you will be hurting and really fall off in pace late in the race. I wonder if RZM Valkyrie is willing to bet a little bit of his pace and performance now in exchange for having slightly better tire life near the end of stint 2 and stint 3 here. But yeah, it looks like a vast majority of the field, probably about half the field, has made the decision to pit. And again, the big thing, RZM Valkyrie leading, Grand Wolf not quite 19 seconds out, and we know Grand Wolf is on medium tires and can stay on those tires for a lot longer than everyone else. But everyone first through fourth has not yet made their first stop. We'll be seeing that here shortly. And here's the interesting thing, SRD Shredder and RZX are basically right on top of each other. So Shredder has stayed this extra lap out, but he went from having about 4-second advantage over RZX to now only about a quarter of a second advantage. So Shredder is pushing an extra lap now, but it is really, really hurting his pace at the moment. Look at this, he can't even keep it together and spoon, and RZX goes to the inside. It's gonna be a full driver ability overtake, just better management of the tires. I don't think Shredder is going to have the ability to keep it side-by-side through 130R. He's going to more than likely back out here. Yeah, he backs out and just gives RZX. No, he crosses him over. He's got to cross him over, get his nose ahead as it comes into the chicane. Our leader pits. A little bit of contact, and everyone in our top 3 are all going to pit at the same time. Top 4 pitting, and now we go ahead and look at Grand Wolf, who is in 5th. We anticipate that he is going to go ahead and cycle up to 2nd. I don't think he'll be able to cycle to the lead, though. No, he will. So I was wrong. That is a lot more space than I thought. So yeah, Grand Wolf is now going to inherit the lead by 13.5 seconds. And NDL Dindu has not pitted yet. Neither has... So that's an interesting note. Dindu has also not yet pitted. So now, Ludicrous Speed, who already made a stop... No, he's not made a stop yet. Ludicrous Speed has also not stopped. So no one in the top 3 has made their pit stop yet. And Ludicrous Speed now has RZM Valkyrie behind him. And look at this. That 1 lap earlier pit stop by PTG Jay Caesar has brought him right back behind Valkyrie. That, coupled with that Valkyrie is now trapped behind Ludicrous Speed, means that this might be Caesar's best chance at fighting him for the overall race lead. Caesar needs to get a little bit closer to Valkyrie than this. Again, Suzuka, it's a very narrow circuit, hard to find an overtaking zone. When Valkyrie had to navigate his way through traffic at Yaz, it wasn't a problem because it's a very wide circuit. Here is incredibly narrow. Does Valkyrie sit up the inside in the hairpin? He does. He will sit it up on the inside very aggressively. And he leaves the door open for Caesar, but Caesar does not have the acceleration. And that will basically take Caesar out of contention for this win now. Because Caesar is now going to be stuck behind Ludicrous at least until 130R, and Valkyrie can just start scooting away. So more than likely, unless something crazy happens, it looks like Valkyrie is in position to walk off with another win here. Caesar is in the same zip code, but not close enough in the neighborhood. Ludicrous all sorts of sideways, but Jay Caesar just cannot do anything to get by that Chevrolet. Yeah. Jay Caesar just being cautious here. Doesn't want to get... Oh! Well, I take that back. That was a send into the bus... Not the bus, into the final chicane. He's by, but he has lost about over a full second on Valkyrie by being caught behind Lucas Speed. So yeah, more than likely, that's the fight for the race win basically decided. The next driver Valkyrie will have to deal with will be NDL Dindu. Dindu is still about 2 seconds up the road at the moment. But that gap is one that is rapidly falling here. There's a fight farther down the order. There's Grand Wolf, your current race leader, on medium tires and completely clean air, no one around him. And there's the gap to Dindu, and there's Valkyrie, who we believe should inherit the lead once our top 2 drivers make their stop. As we look out the rear end of our second place driver, NDL Dindu, Valkyrie has already caught him. How long will it take for Valkyrie to get by Dindu? The gap between 3rd and 4th, Valkyrie and Caesar, is about 1.8 seconds, 1.9 seconds. So Valkyrie is just destroying Caesar right now. Again, we're at a point now where, yes, Caesar pitted early and it gave him a little bit of track position, but he lost all that track position being sucked behind Ludicrous Speed. So now Valkyrie has the track position and he has tires that are 1 lap fresher. There's Valkyrie, goes by without any issue whatsoever. He went by Dindu like Dindu was sitting down. Jay Caesar hasn't even caught Dindu yet. So yeah, it just seems pretty obvious to me that Valkyrie is absolutely... That was good. It seems to me like Valkyrie is just the class of the field and no one is able to do anything to him. He is 6.2 seconds out from Grand Wolf at this stage in the race, but how long will it take him to close that gap down? AMS and Doctor is 73 seconds off our leader right now, so he may be at risk of going a lap down before we're too deep into this. A little bit of a fight farther back. This is Ray Gun versus Zombie and AMS Beast having a little scuffle for 7th position right now. As you can see, our 1st place, 3rd place, and 5th place drivers all have not yet made their stop. Ray Gun also has not yet made a stop, stretching the medium tires as far as he can. So that will let Beast finally get through here. So if I look at look at Grand Wolf, who is out front right now. 50% tire wear. So I would expect Grand Wolf would be pitting this lap. Maybe he'll stretch it one lap farther. But if he's going to try and two-stop this race, if the soft tires only last 10 laps, well, I think it's closer to 9 laps. So let's say the soft tires last 10 laps, for Wolf's sake. Wolf would have to make his tires last to about lap 19. I don't see that happening. I think he's going to get to lap 15 here. We'll see him cross the line at 15, and he'll pit at the end of lap 15. And then soft tires, if they're only lasting like 9 laps, that would be... well, he could probably crank out 24 laps here. Yeah, I think Grand Wolf might be on a 3-stop strategy. He's going to go medium, soft, soft. So he's going to run his first set on mediums and then run stint 2 on softs. Take that, let's see, it takes that 8 laps. That'll take him to lap 23. Then run another 8 laps. That'll take him to 31. And then one more stint to 39. So yeah, I think he's doing a 3-stop strategy here. He's got the track position against RZM Valkyrie at the moment, though. And if he pits to put on soft tires, he will have a tire advantage to the end of this race. In theory. Dindu has slipped to 4th already. RZX is going to get by AMS Mead back there in 8th position. In fact, if something happened to RZX, he's just dropped a whole lot of positions all of a sudden. Did he go off circuit? He may have gone off circuit, to be a shame because he had been having a pretty solid run here. Pretty aggressive racing ahead of him. Again, our focus is on Grand Wolf, maybe trying to win this race on a strategy call. Valkyrie has cut the gap that was about 6.5 seconds down to about 3.5 seconds, but Grand Wolf is pitting now. And now the question is going to be, where is he going to come out in relation to everyone else? If we look farther down the order, this is Shredder, who is fighting with AMS Mead in tactical fallout for position. RZX is starting to close back in. But again, Grand Wolf, Dindu, and Ludicrous Speed all pitting at the same time. So those seem to be our 3 drivers who opted to start this race on medium tires. Where will they end up in relation to this group? Because if they end up fighting in the middle of this group of cars, they're going to be in trouble. No, Grand Wolf is already out on track by the looks of it, I think. Grand Wolf is already out. Where is Dindu and where is Ludicrous Speed? A Shredder on the outside of AMS Mead, side by side. Mead is going to throw it in there sideways, and now Tactical Fallout sends in 3 wide for position. Mead is in the middle. Tactical is all sorts of sideways. He'll block RZX, and that's Grand Wolf, who ended up right behind him. So this is a horrible position for Grand Wolf because he is right in the back end of this fight. He's got fresher tires, but there's just nowhere for him to go to take advantage of those fresher tires. There is no room for Grand Wolf. That's going to be it. This is going to end the race for him. Any chance that he had at winning is going to be thrown away. And this basically guarantees RZM is going to win this event without yellow flags randomizing the strategy. Contact there as Grand Wolf tries to muscle by RZX around the outside. Shredder runs right behind AMS Mead, looking to the inside as they come into Spoon, but he gets the line cut off from him. He slides wide, Tactical slides wide. There is Grand Wolf behind. Again, Wolf has the fresher tires, but it doesn't matter how much fresher tires are if there's nowhere on track for you to go. Does he try making it pretty wide against these to. Going into 130R, it does not look like it. But yeah, this basically takes Grand Wolf out any contention for this race win. It's taking an entire lap, basically, to only make up one position. So yeah, that's race over for Grand Wolf. And all the time he had saved up is gone in a span of a lap and a half. And he's just going to keep falling back. Now it's not even that he's fighting for a win. Now it's looking like his chance at top 3 finish might be at jeopardy even. Because these drivers keep battling. Again, all these drivers are fighting for a legitimate position between each other. It's not their fault that he is on a different strategy and has to cut their way through. It's all up to him to go through. And as you can see here at Suzuka, there just is no room to do that. Turned from behind there by RZX. Does look like Mead has the advantage over Shredder at this moment for the position. And Grand Wolf almost lost the spot to RZX. So yeah, Wolf's run is basically toast. His race is basically done for. Any shot he had at winning dead, and likely, I think even a podium shot is really, really unlikely for him now. This is probably the best racing we have on track, though. Tactical, Shredder, AMS Mead. Onto the backstretch once again. Shredder has a toe off of Mead ahead of him. Tactical runs just behind Shredder. The Mercedes looks to the inside, coming to 130R. Won't make the move, though. But look at that. Mead slid a little wide, and now Shredder dives to the inside, side by side to the chicane. A little bit of a door-to-door check. And Shredder should be able to out-accelerate Mead. Yes, he does. Contact behind as Mead and Tactical get into it. That lets Shredder open up the gap just a little bit. Onto the front straightaway now. PM221 is going to make a stop farther back in the field. So we're going to start seeing those drivers who pitted on softs earlier making pit stops again now very shortly. Oh, look at that. Tactical forces Shredder wide. And now Tactical goes through. Mead now moves up into the position. Sideways is Tactical ahead, though. And now Tactical gets a chance to start opening up the gap. Mead is just not able to make this stick. And there's Wolf again. But Wolf trying. He might have a chance to finally get by Mead. No, Mead and him make contact. Makes Wolf drift just a little bit. Wolf drifting again. He's got the run, but now RZX makes the move to try and fight back. RZX now gets by Mead. So Mead goes from about 6th to 9th in about half a lap there. Grand Wolf now behind Shredder. Wolf will be on fresher tires. We should anticipate Shredder to pit any moment here. But he has lost so much lap time that I don't know if it's really going to matter. Prius Killer in 10th has now caught this fight as Grand Wolf now goes around the outside of SRD Shredder, as Shredder is really struggling with tire fallout at this stage of the event. Real quickly, I want to look at our leaders and see what their tire life is like. 40% tire life. So we could probably see another lap or two out of him. For PTG, Little C, J Caesar, not Little Caesar. 47%, but again, Valkyrie's pitted a lap later than all these other drivers on track. And then AMS Beast, who is in 4th here. Where is he at? He has a little bit of engine damage, but again, 45%. All these drivers that pitted early really showing off some problems here. Now look at Grand Wolf. 17%. Wolf is going to be flying, but he lost so much time fighting in this pack of cars. I don't know if it's going to help. Oh, Tactical fallout got into the dirt farther up the road. Tactical's tire tires. Looking like I'm seeing 42% in the fronts, 39s in the rears. Tactical on a pit stop strategy similar to what Valkyrie is on. Valkyrie runs ahead of Jay Caesar. If they're not pitting this lap, they'll likely pit next lap. The big thing though, Grand Wolf 32 seconds out. So he is, for all intents and purposes, out of contention for the race win. It's just Valkyrie. And it's going to come down to if Valkyrie just avoids making mistakes. If Valkyrie doesn't make any mistakes, he's going to walk off with this. And PTG, Jay Caesar, same thing. If Jay Caesar doesn't make any mistakes, he's going to walk off with second. The fights are really for third on back. Little Caesar, Beast, and then potentially Grand Wolf, all in a little menage a trois strategy brawl between them for that third place position. All right, Jay Caesar is making a stop out of second spot. We'll expect to see Little Caesar and Beast hitting shortly afterwards. This man here, Tactical Fallout, will likely move up into the second position. Even, well, no, I don't think so. I think Jay Caesar's far enough ahead. I don't think he'll get Jay Caesar. No, so Beast stays out one extra lap, so he's going to press his tires just a little farther. See Shredder paying a little farther back, so is AMS Mercs. Grand Wolf is just within sniffing range of Tactical Fallout. And Jay Caesar right in front of Tactical Fallout. Caesar needs to get his tires warmed up and do it quickly. Tactical has worn out tires, but they're nice and warm, so he's going to be putting the pressure on him in these S's. The good news in Jay Caesar's favor, you really can't make moves in the S's, and if you are going to try to make a move in the S, it takes multiple corners to pull off, and Jay Caesar is, by now, his tires are warmed up. He would have the advantage if that happened, but no, we'll expect to see Jay Caesar start scooting away from Tactical Fallout here. For Grand Wolf, it's going to be a little bit frustrating, because he's got better tires than Tactical. If he was behind Jay Caesar, I bet Grand Wolf might have been able to make this work for a potential position overtake, but that's just not been the case because Grand Wolf was caught up in traffic for so many laps. As RZX back there in sixth. Tactical has not lost as much ground on Jay Caesar as I thought he would. I thought he would have started hemorrhaging time already, but that has not been the case. Despite the fact that we know Tactical is on very worn out tires at this stage of the event. All right, is Valkyrie gonna make his stop this lap or not? AMS Beast is making his stop out of second position. So this will become a fight for second here. Tactical has a run on Jay Caesar. Caesar just going to take a middle line, keep Tac from really making any attempt at him. And on the acceleration, that's when you really see Jay Caesar pull out and break away from Tactical just a little bit. Grand Wolf has caught Tactical. And you can see AMS Beast coming down the pit lane. There you are, he's already lost it. So this is now a battle for second position on track. 31 seconds out from your race leader, RZM Valkyrie. Tactical continues to run in line behind PTG Jay Caesar. This is a confluence of three different strategies, basically. Tactical has not yet made his second stop of the race, neither has Grand Wolf, and Jay Caesar has made his second stop just recently here. But we're seeing that Wolf is already starting to struggle behind Tactical, and Caesar starting to stretch his legs a bit. Gap's opened up to about 7/10 now. Big sideways moment from Tactical coming out of the hairpin corner there. All right, and now here's the real question. RZM Valkyrie, does he pit this lap or not? He has made it 20 laps overall. Yeah, so it looks like Valkyrie is comfortable enough with the soft tires. He's going to be pitting 3 times in today's race. So once on lap 11, once on lap 21, and probably again around lap 30 or 31. So where is Jay Caesar and more importantly Grand Wolf going to end up in relation to Valkyrie? You can see Wolf side by side there with Tactical Fallout. And Wolf is by Tactical. Again, Valkyrie with that 30-second advantage. I don't think it would really matter. Looks like Tactical is going to be coming into the pits here. Jay Caesar flying down the front straightaway. Again, pitting early gives you a little bit of advantage, but Jay Caesar having pitted 2 to 3 laps early, it's just, there's not anything to do. It has closed his gap down to within 4 seconds, but that's just not enough to do anything. Credit, though, to Grand Wolf. So all that fighting has taken him out of contention for the race win, but he might be able to try and nip Jay Caesar for a potential second spot in today's race, just running on an alternate strategy. One of the other drivers who started on the medium tire strats and has gone long is 9th placed Ludicrous Speed, running pretty much all by himself on the track right now. And something has happened between Wolf and Caesar. Jay Caesar has lost it in Spoon. Oh, and Raygun versus Zombie has dropped out now. Don't know what happened to Raygun, but now we only have 18 drivers left on circuit here. So Grand Wolf has overtaken Jay Caesar. Now, right now, Caesar has a tire advantage, but Wolf has a position advantage. And RZM Valkyrie runs about 4 seconds up the road. Jay Caesar is not closing in on Grand Wolf as aggressively as I thought he would. I wonder if he is hanging back to try and preserve what little tire advantage he does have over Wolf at this stage of the event. Wolf, I'm anticipating, is going to be pitting in about 2 to 3 laps, but Wolf is honestly closing down on Valkyrie. So I wonder if Valkyrie is trying to cover off Grand Wolf. He's going to go longer on this set of tires so he doesn't make an extra stop. If he is on mediums, that might make him slower. We saw at Yas Marina, Valkyrie hemorrhaged a lot of time on medium tires. Quickly, I want to look at his tire telemetry. He is at the 10% range, while Grand Wolf, who is currently in second, in the 44% range. And then Jay Caesar should be about squarely in the middle between them, 22% range. But Valkyrie is not pulling away from Wolf at the moment. If anything, Wolf is very slightly closing the gap down on your current race leader. Valkyrie has led every lap except for 2 thus far today. Gap comes down to 3.2 seconds now. A little bit farther down the grid, there is a fight for 5th and 6th. AMS Beast and AMS Mead having to fight. Mead just did not have a great start, and it seems like he's just been struggling to not lose ground as this race has gone on. And AMS Rambo drops out now. Yes, of course my audio is included. I'm the one streaming, duh. Seems like Mead is just not able to keep up with Beast at the moment here. Another fight, this is around 10th. RZX, who went off, I believe, went off circuit earlier, trying to claw back ground as he is putting Tactical Fall under some heavy, heavy pressure right now. And then just a little bit behind, another fight between AMS Mercs and SRD Shredder. Mercs was as far down as 19th earlier in the event, but he is starting to project forward slowly but surely here. Really, this fight for 10th, 11th, and this fight for 12th, 13th are the two most active battles on track right now. I'm still curious to see when Grand Wolf is going to make his pit stop. AMS Andrew is going to be pitting out of 8th position now. But Wolf pushing his tires a little longer now, probably so that way he'll have stronger rubber near the end of this race. Again, you can undercut as much as you want, and it will give you a great advantage in track position and a few good laps early on, but you'll have to pay that piper sometime, and the more early stops you make, the more you're going to have to pay to the piper. That's one of the main reasons I think Valkyrie is going to be unassailable. He is making his stops as late as possible, basically guaranteeing that he will be on a good set of tires at the end of this event. He's not going to be struggling with a car falling off from under him. And already Valkyrie has now turned the table, so Wolf may have pushed his tires a little too far as Valkyrie is now scooting away from Wolf, and Jay Caesar is just about to get back by Wolf for that second position. Again, these two are on alternate tire strategies. Caesar has younger, fresher tires than Grand Wolf for the moment. I imagine Wolf has to pit this lap. He's already lost about 6 tenths. It's going to be about 8 tenths by the time he gets into the pits. But the good news for Wolf is that all that time he's lost by keeping Jay Caesar behind him, and has basically forced Caesar to lose that exact same amount of time. So if you're just fighting for second and you realize the win's out of contention, well, it might not have been a bad strategy call. Wolf is staying out another lap. Why? Why would you stay out another lap? Well, Wolf's strategy is basically blowing himself off at the knees, as now Jay Caesar is working around the outside. Wolf will accelerate out, but look at this. He's already 5 seconds almost out from Valkyrie. AMS Mead now making a pit stop farther back. Again, if Wolf realizes that winning is out of the question, he's just fighting for second. This is working. It is forcing Jay Caesar to burn up his own tire advantage. Is Wolf on mediums? Am I just silly? Well, Jay Caesar is in the 30% range right now. Yeah, no, Wolf is, oh my goodness, he's in the 60% range. He has to come in now. But still, it looks like Wolf might have been able to press his tires about 10 laps like what Valkyrie did. The thing is, though, that he may have pushed it 11, just 1 lap too far, and now it's all falling apart. He has lost a lot of time compared to Valkyrie. He will have stronger tires, but I don't know if it's going to be strong enough to make up for this kind of difference that we're going to end up seeing, especially because Valkyrie is not really on a strategy that will cause his tires to burn up at the end. Caesar now coming around the outside of Grand Wolf. It's going to be side by side in the 130R, and Grand Wolf is going to back out. He does not want to run the risk of running both of them off circuit. You can visibly see now Wolf has pushed his tires too far. Can't really defend or attack or anything. But he kept Caesar behind him for about 2 laps longer than I was anticipating. And Wolf stays out another lap. What are you doing? Is Wolf on a 2-stop strategy? I don't see a 2-stop strategy working. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't see that happening. Especially with just how much time Wolf is going to start hemorrhaging. Yeah, he is in the mid-60s on those front tires. He's going to be having trouble keeping the car on track at the end of this lap. And then, if he just wants to 1-stop, he's either going to have to jump on the mediums or softs for the rest of this run. Now, mediums will make it to the end from here, but mediums would have made it to the end 1 lap earlier, and he wouldn't have lost as much time. And softs, you're going to be asking softs to be doing 12 laps. I mean, that's pretty close to what Wolf is doing now. He's asking softs to go 12 laps, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It would be a wild 2-stop strategy if that's what he's trying to do. Real quickly, as I look at our race leader, he is in the 33% range. Valkyrie has tires that are going to be better than Wolf. And realistically, I think Valkyrie is going to be in a position. I wonder if Wolf is going to try and pit now. If Wolf pits now, he might put Valkyrie on notice and say, hey, Valkyrie, pit early. Try to force Valkyrie to give up a tire advantage to minimize the disadvantage later. But again, the gap right now is going to be about 8, nearly 9 seconds between first and third at the moment. I just see no reason for Valkyrie to react. Wolf might be able to make the soft tires last 12 laps at the end of the stint, but he is going to be hurting. He has already fallen 3 seconds behind Caesar. This lap is not even over yet. And Wolf finally is going to make his stop. And here's the other problem. If Wolf ends up in the middle of traffic again, any shot at podium might be gone. I mean, I did say it earlier, and he's bounced back. All right, NDL Dindu has pitted along with Wolf now. So they're going to try and make soft tires last, I guess, 12 laps to the end of this race. Yeah, no, 12 laps. That's a bold strategy, Pat. Let's see how it plays out. AMS Beast is going to get by them both. Also, this is another driver, Ludicrous Speed, who I imagine will be running a similar strategy, trying to minimize the overall number of pit stops. But they are going to be hurting. And no, Ludicrous is going to stay on another lap. All right. Wolf finally back out onto the circuit. He is in 5th position behind PTG Little Caesar and AMS Beast. Now he's going to be on softs, I imagine, to the end of this race. If I look at the time, he is, oh my goodness, 36 seconds out from Valkyrie. Yeah, no, I think Wolf has thrown away any shot at 2nd place even. You only lose about 30 to 32 seconds when you pit. So I think Wolf is going to jump back into 3rd or so. But I think Caesar is still going to be ahead of him or right behind him. And again, Caesar, no. No. Yeah, I think Wolf, granted, good, decent qualifying strat. Not a great start to this race. Had a really bad time dealing with traffic at the end of that first stint. And now I think he's just, I don't see the strategy working. Because again, his tires are going to die, fall off a cliff in the last lap again. And I think that will be perfect for someone like AMS Beast or PTG Little Caesar to capitalize and sneak by him. And for Valkyrie, well, Wolf and Caesar fight for so long. Valkyrie now has a 5-second advantage, so Valkyrie has no risk whatsoever. I imagine Valkyrie is going to be pitting next lap here. All right, a little bit farther down the order, here's a fight for 8th and 9th. Ludicrous Speed and AMS Mercs runs right behind him. So we're at that stage in the race where everyone should be making their final stops. AMS Mercs is going to be pitting, coming around now. as SRD Shredder is a little bit behind Ludacris. Most of the other battles have calmed down. Here's another little potential fight between NDL Dindu and Prius Killer. Dindu had gotten as high as about 6th position earlier in the event, but he's been mostly invisible. PM221 making his final stop now. So when does your race leader, RZM Valkyrie, make his final stop? Not this time by. But PTG J Caesar, who runs behind him, is also going to stay out. What about AMS Beast, running in 3rd position? It looks like Beast is going to be pitting out of the 3rd spot. So with 10 laps left in the event, Beast will be on tires, and PTG Little Caesar will be covering that strategy. The Grand Wolf is going to get by both of them. Here's RZX U5, who runs right behind Grand Wolf at the moment. But I'm anticipating that he's going to make a stop. Ludacris Speed and SRG Shredder now making their final stops with 10 laps left. So they're going to be on soft tires that they won't be dead, but they will definitely be hurting at the end of this. This gap between the top two has just continued to grow larger and larger as this day has gone on. So now with Ludacris and Shredder paying, this puts Mead up into the 10th position now. Tactical Fallout currently reigning in 5th. NDL Dindu reign in 6th. And Beast having a bit of trouble. He has gone off circuit and is going to hemorrhage a bunch of time. And Beast, who was on the outside chance of maybe stealing a podium, now knocked out of it after sliding off circuit, so that will likely give PTG Little Caesar a fight between him and Grand Wolf for the final podium position. Valkyrie now pitting out of the top spot on track, and so is J Caesar. So J Caesar is going to cover him, but with an 8-second gap, there's just nothing that J Caesar is going to be able to do. The real thing is going to be Grand Wolf. Where is Wolf going to end up in relation to J Caesar? And mind you, Wolf has RZX U5 running right behind him as well, who might be able to throw a spanner in the works. But J Caesar and Valkyrie are going to be on some great tires at the end of this race. They did not fall for, well, J Caesar fell for the undercut trick early on, but he has paid the piper, paid the toll, and now he is going to be on decent tires to the end. RZX is going to be pitting this lap as well now. But for Grand Wolf, I've got some bad news for you. Those drivers who are wanting to run down Valkyrie and Caesar, they are already out of pit lane. It is over for you and any shot of catching them. And again, for Wolf, the big problem, he is trying to make soft tires last 12 laps, while most drivers have been struggling to push them past 9 or 10. We saw him lose about 6 to 7 seconds just from staying out for 2 laps earlier. If those drivers in 4th and 5th, people like Dindu, Little Caesar, or on the off chance Beast, have a great final stint, Grand Wolf might not even come close to finishing in the podium positions. Our top 2 finishers basically got decided by the first round of pit stops and the navigation of traffic. Valkyrie had no trouble getting by Ludacris Speed and other drivers, but Caesar had nothing but trouble getting by them, and that basically decided the race early on. Now the fight is just going to be for 3rd and all the positions down below it. You look at the pit stops here. Mind you, Dindu, who's in 4th, he's on the same pit strategy, roughly, that Grand Wolf is on, but I think Dindu is on slightly more worn tires. I think he might actually have mediums on. And then you also have AMS Mead and AMS Andrew in 8th and 9th. They also have both only made 2 stops thus far in today's event. If they both have to end up making another stop, they're going to lose a bunch of time. But Mead, I believe, is probably making a 2-stop strategy, trying to mimic or somewhat mimic what he did at Yas and minimize his overall number of pit stops. But it gave him a podium finish there at Yas. Here at Suzuka, it doesn't look like he's even going to get a 5th out of that. So for PTG Little Caesar, I'm really interested to see if he's going to be able to do anything to NDL didn't do. But we're going to go ahead and ride silently on board with him for 1 lap. So you get an idea what a flying lap is like in the BMW. We'll be silent for 1 lap with Little Caesar around Suzuka. That is a full lap on board with PTG Little Caesar, who currently runs in 5th position and is hoping to run down NDL Dindu for 4th position. He is about 6 seconds out from Dindu right now. Most of the positions have settled down, but here's a fight between 2 of the officials in the series. Former official Lucas did step down from officiating duties between last week's race and this week's. Lucas Speed and SRD Shredder having a little bit of a scrap here for the 11th and 12th positions. AMS and Doctorow is the only driver who has gotten a lap down in this event, but AMS Rambo, Raygun vs. Zombie, and RV and Chaos Fox all were not able to run to the end of this race here. Look like these 2 are fighting very aggressively at the moment, but if Lucas gives Shredder an opening, he'll probably lunge for it. Shredder is on a strategy very similar to Valkyrie's. Ludacris is on a strategy similar to Grand Wolf's. Similar, but not the same. nose to tail through the chicane. Who's got the better acceleration out, though? I think it's going to be Ludacris who has better acceleration, but Shredder, running right in the draft, is going to get a nice toe. Might be able to make a move going into turn 1. He looks to the inside. Ludacris moves down to block him. Shredder falls back in line. A little bit of bumper-to-bumper contact into turn 1. Ludacris slides wide, but Shredder is not in position to capitalize. No change in that position for now. All right, here's an interesting fight, though. Beast has caught Little Caesar. Beast, who went off circuit earlier, now fighting back, trying to make ground up. Out of the hairpin. Through this sweeping straight. Up to Spoon once again. Sideways moment from Little Caesar. He is at the 27% tire life, but Beast, who is right behind him, is now also at 27. So these two are even on tire life. It looks like Beast just might be faster and more confident at this stage of the race in these closing laps. He looks to the inside, will not make the move into the chicane this time by, but he definitely made Little Caesar have to double think. And mind you, both these cars are BMWs. So it's not like there's a significant performance difference between these two. You're on the same tires, we'll have roughly the same amount of fuel in the tank, have the exact same cars. It's going to come down to who has the better setup and who is more comfortable with their car. Little Caesar really wide in one, cuts down on Beast. Beast has to back way out of it so he doesn't hit him. And while this is happening, Indyal Dindu is about 6 seconds up the road. But I look real quickly at his tire life, 40s. So Dindu is going to go through some massive tire fall off here at the end. But if Dindu can hold on to this position of 4th to the end, it would be an incredible drive by the Ferrari driver. Coming back from an accident last week at Kyalami to potentially come home with a 4th would be big. But he has to be fortunate. He has to hope that this duo of Little Caesar and Beast are not able to catch up in these closing laps as his tires fall off. And also, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Grand Wolf is going to end up in a position where he's going to walk off with the podium just because Beast went off track earlier. If Beast did not slide off circuit earlier in the event, at least right from the calculations in my head, Beast wouldn't be in position to catch Grand Wolf on the last lap as Grand Wolf's tires would fall off. And here's a different fight farther down the order as AMS Mead and Tactical Fallout continue to slug it out as AMS Merckx a few seconds back. Again, Merckx did not have a greatest start to the race, but he is clawing his way back up through the field. Here comes Tactical Fall. He looks inside. He looks outside. He is faster than Mead, but not able to make a move. Again, these two are both in the same car. They're both in Lexuses. It's going to come down to who has the better setup and who is more comfortable with running that setup. And right now, Tactical is looking significantly more comfortable than Mead. Going to get a big toe off of him here down the front straightaway. Does he make a move? Mead runs to a defensive line. Tack is going to take it. He goes all the way to the inside. Tires nearly in the grass. Side by side into turn 1. Both of them wash up wide, but Mead can't get back down. Tactical gets to the inside. Makes contact. He's all sideways. And now it lets Merckx show up. Now Merckx is there. Tactical slams the door on Merckx. Merckx is going to launch in turn 2. Trying to go the long way around Tactical. Fall out. He drops the tire into the dirt now. And Tactical takes the position back. That was crazy. Once again, we look now at this fight for 5th and 6th. Beast looking to the inside of Little Caesar as they go through the hairpin. They're still about 6, almost 7 seconds out from Dindu right now. That was about the amount of time that Grand Wolf lost to PTG J Caesar when he stayed out on track 2 laps longer than anticipated. This is going to be very close between these two and Dindu. Here comes the move. He looks to the inside, side by side into the chicane. Beast makes it stick perfectly. No problems whatsoever. Will Caesar trying to accelerate out. He's gonna have the draft off of Beast. He looks to the inside immediately as they come onto the onto the front straightaway now. Side by side. Lil Caesar has the inside line, Beast on the outside. It looks like Lil Caesar had the better straight line advantage. Side by side, Beast runs this a little wide. Caesar completes the overtake. Now Beast will try to cross over. Lil Caesar blocks him, loses control of the rear end, but the block was enough to get Beast back behind him. Merckx has lost touch with Tactical and Mead farther back in this fight back here. As Mead on the outside and Tactical on the inside. Now Tactical clears Mead this time. But again, Lil Caesar and Beast, this is a fight for 5th. Oh, Beast gets in the back of Lil Caesar, pushes him all sideways off the track. Beast backs off of it to let Lil Caesar back onto the circuit. They're about 7 seconds behind Dindu right now. And again, I'm anticipating we're going to see Dindu's tires fall off very, very shortly here. These two will likely catch them on the last lap, but if these two weren't fighting all this time, they would have already been in position to catch them with a lap and a half to go. This fight here, Mead continues to run right behind Tactical. Again, I'm trying to bounce back between these two fights. Beast made a move here last time by. He's not going to do it this time. And between Tactical and Mead, Tactical has a position. Mead just running in the draft behind, not really trying anything for now. Will he try making a move? Going to the chicane. He's close enough to make a lunge, but he's going to think better of it. He still brakes a little bit more aggressively than Tact and gets on his rear bumper. Lil Caesar still holds position over Beast. Now Beast comes to the inside, a little bit of contact. Beast gets into Caesar, and both of them will lose a chunk of time in the process. And again, we look back at this fight here for 8th and 9th. Tactical seems to have the upper hand for the moment. The rear tires on that number 4 Lexus do not seem to be very happy. There is this other fight here for 11th and 12th between Ludicrous Speed and Shredder, but with the way it's looking, I think Shredder has burned off the best of his rubber. All right, here's something of interest, though. Dindu, it is time for him to pay up. His tires are falling off. He is now only 4 seconds ahead of this duo. So now, Caesar and Beast, despite fighting with each other, are now running Dindu down quickly. Dindu trying to pull a 4th place finish out in that Ferrari on dead tires, while Lil Caesar and Beast are fighting for a top 5 finish. HYR Mall is going to pit. Also, again, another race. It will be 2 out of 3 races this season with no yellow flags in them. Oh, Caesar dropped the tire into the dirt just a little bit, just the edge of the tire, but will hurt his traction. Here comes Beast on the inside. Drag race down the back straightaway. Who's going to back out first at 130R? Caesar drops the tire in the dirt again. They make contact. Beast slides wide, coming out of 130R. Now we see Caesar on the outside, Beast on the inside. Beast slides in front of Caesar into the braking zone. They make contact again. Beast has a position, but Lil Caesar will have the draft. We saw this earlier, and Caesar used the draft and pulled out to the inside early on. Beast is aware of that. Beast running right against the inside line to deny Little Caesar a run at the draft. He's not close enough to make a move. Beast has the position for now on the last lap. And it looks like Caesar has lost touch with him. Further back in this fight, Mead has lost touch with Tactical in a similar way. In the fight for 11th and 12th, Shredder looking at the inside of Ludicrous Speed but can't make it stick. Does Beast have enough time in roughly half a lap left to run down 4 seconds nearly on Dindu, whose tires are going to be completely cooked at this stage of the event? Oh, who's at the wall? That's Indoctro! 17th place Indoctro in the wall. Who's already last of all the runners. That doesn't really change the order at all. Beast pulling away from Caesar, but it does not look like he's closing on Dindu at the rate that he wanted. And at the front of the field, RZM Valkyrie. Pole, he didn't lead every lap just because of the way pit stops played out. But Valkyrie easily dominating the event out of the final corner. He'll shoot next to the inside wall and will make it 3 race wins to start off the season in IESC. In second position, I said in second position, will be PTGJ Caesar, who started second, will finish second. And third place will be Grand Wolf, who on an alternate strategy maybe could have fought for second, but will have to be happy with the third place finish. And fourth place is going to be the Ferrari on a similar alternate strategy that what Grand Wolf did. The Ferrari of NDL didn't do. It's going to be rough. He has to be really careful on these tires, but he will bring it home and take that Ferrari home to a 4th place finish. An incredible call on strategy. AMS Beast is going to be the driver who will come home in the 5th position after a spirited fight and recovery from an incident in the dirt. Little Caesar will come home 6th. RZX U5 will be 7th. Tactical Fallout will come home in 8th, ahead of AMS Mead, and it will be AMS Mercs back there who is going to round out the rest of the positions. And there has been an instant farther back. Shredder and Ludicrous Speed will end up being right on each other as they come across the line. It will be Ludicrous who just edges out Shredder for 11th position. Prius Killer will get 12th. AMS Andrew will get 13th. And PN221, who is basically invisible all day today, will end up coming home in 15th position. We're going to go ahead and try to invite our top 5 finishers into the party here. Don't know how many of our top 5 finishers will be willing to jump in and talk with us. But there, roughly, is your finishing results. RZM Valkyrie, another dominant win here at Suzuka. Oh, now you tell me I have poor network. Excuse me, I apologize for that. Xbox might be giving me a fit here, not letting me invite people in for post-race interviews. I've been trying, like, basically since this race has ended, and I have not been able to get any interviews, and no one seems to be able to join. Ah. Hello? Can you hear me? Shredder, can you hear me? Yeah, I don't know why. I've been spamming out interviews or invites since the fucking end of the race, and I guess no one's got it. So Xbox continues to deteriorate, but Twitch doesn't let me stream Discord parties, so I can't do anything about it. I'm basically stuck with this. Are you serious? I'm already here. Ah, this is annoying. This is the worst. This is unbearable. All right. It's busted. All right, parties are totally busted. All right, well, I can't do anything about it. Looks like we're just not gonna get anything for interviews because Xbox is completely shit the bed because they aren't interested in keeping up their fucking software connectivity system. So nope, I give up. Well, with that in mind, I apologize, everyone. I'm not going to be able to get interviews for the event. Relatively calm, strategy-based event. I hope you all enjoyed. Apologies for the bullshit technicality issues on my end. I will see you all next week at the next IESC GT race. Until then, farewell and goodbye.